This series, they've won 9 of the last 10, 4 straight. LSU with their hands full tonight. And a packed house here at Coleman Coliseum. Entry pass down low, and a first foul of the game goes against LSU underneath. Threes and shots at the rim.
Exactly, and Alabama goes to that free throw line 27 times a game. They got an early paint touch, want to establish that against LSU.
They're 4th in the country in free throw attempts. They are 6th in free throws made. And Nate Oates talking to us today at Shoot Around likes the headspace of his team. It's that time of the year where you can kind of get bogged down. It's been a routine that just gets a little tired for these young guys.
Well, and he was getting into him in practice yesterday, trying to keep his thumb right on to make sure there's no letdown. Looking past any team in the SEC is a big mistake.
Damian Collins hands that one off to Jai Bailey. Givens wide open for 3 off the front of the rim. Long rebound, saved by LSU. Here goes Corey Chest, gets his own miss, and a foul against the Tide underneath. Corey Chest, the redshirt freshman out of New Orleans, keeping it alive.
In LSU, they've got some great athletes. They got some length. In the non-conference, they were a top 30 offensive rebounded team. So if you're thinking to yourself, okay, where are they going to get some extra buckets, right? Some extra, maybe second chance points. I think if they attack that offensive glass, they're going to get some extra opportunities.
There's Matt McMahon now in his 3rd year at LSU. Talking to him today, he's been frustrated with some of these turnovers. I mean, in the SEC, against SEC teams, they've turned it over more than 15 times a game. And he says there's 4 or 5 a game where they just kind of kick it out of bounds, just random things.
Lack of focus, and you've got to really value the ball in this game.
Youngblood, alley-oop, and that is how you do it, folks.
You could see the player movement, ball movement. You could see that being set up. Credit Amore, great job of the big fella moving his feet to set up for that pick and roll lob.
Oh, that's a tough shot, but it goes down for Cam Carter. That's what he does. That's his game.
Yeah, and Coach Nate Oates said he's going to throw multiple defenders on him, and he's going to have to make tough shots. Alabama gets down, defends. It makes you not have to come over for help defensively.
Sears got to the rim, left it a bit short.
Alabama, 3 possessions, all in the paint.
The freshman Givens too strong. The follow is good by Corey Chest.
Boy, he's come out with a little bit of energy, right? Getting on that offensive glass.
Chest kind of disappeared last couple of games. Coach was hoping he would reappear tonight, and so far he has. Leading the break here on Nelson in traffic. How about the freshman, the redshirt freshman from New Orleans?
When you come into Tuscaloosa against this Alabama team, you've got that thing circled, and you're going to be ready.
Youngblood, left hand off the window.
Good, strong drive by Youngblood. Big, strong player, wide shoulders. 4th paint touch possession for Bama.
Here's Chest. 6'8", 220, off to Bailey now. Givens. Shot clock in single digits. He gets bumped by Sears, no whistle. Turnover, LSU. Stevenson, corner 3, no good. Sears will save it. Right to Amore. Youngblood for 3.
Bama capitalizing off their offensive rebounding. Bama's a top 20 offensive rebounding team, 37%. So you go on the road, LSU, you got to compete on the glass.
Bailey, bounce pass underneath, trying to hit Cam Carter. Loose ball on the deck. Carter scrambling for it, won by Nelson. Off to Sears. A little forearm shiver to his own teammate. For 3. No good. Chest with another rebound. Boy, is he active to start this game.
Good. Yeah, he's looking really good, and they needed that. They needed somebody to bring a little bit more extra energy.
Here's Chess working on Nelson. A little too strong. Youngblood.
That was good. Slow-mo.
Well, that took a while.
Yeah. And Bama's getting out in transition as well. A quick shot on one end for LSU. That's the case. I realize in transition, but you've got to identify defensive transition.
Chest up and under, gets his own miss. Again, left it a little bit short, but he'll stay with LSU. Our first timeout, up and down we go. Alabama up a couple.
Muscle Shoals, Mark Sears leading the way, giving the extra effort here with the save. Jumps into the crowd. Ooh, look at that pass on time, on target. And there you go. Youngblood for 3, puts Bama up 2.
SEC men's basketball is presented by Pfizer, the official pneumococcal pneumonia vaccine awareness sponsor of the SEC.
We are tomato obsessed, especially around here in our office.
We wake up every morning thinking about tomatoes. We think about tomatoes during the day, and we go to bed thinking about tomatoes.
Ketchup, in my opinion, it's the epitome of where art meets science. The detail and the design to put out that perfect product.
Ketchup nerds, absolutely.
Here we go. They're following us.
This is awesome.
Giddy up.
The first ever Nissan Rogue Rock Creek.
Time to take a look in the huddle, brought to you by Regions Bank. And Pat, in terms of what these teams have to do if they want to come out of here with a win, break it down for us.
Well, the story, no secret, what LSU is taking care of the basketball, averaging 15 turnovers a game. You go on the road, you have got to make sure you get a look at it. And a shot selection, a good look at it. Because if you don't, if you take a quick shot, a bad shot, you can't get back into defensive transition. Goodbye. Alabama's off to the races. For Bama, they have something they call the blue-collar points. And the reason why I brought this up, it's because it is about the little things, right? Rebounding, deflections, steals, blocks, loose balls, those 50-50 balls. If you don't take care of that, LSU is going to hang around. You can't let them do that. And then the last thing is disrupt Cam Carter. So we saw Jaron Stevenson, 6'11", started on him. The other possession that Stevenson wasn't on Cam Carter with all that length, Grant Nelson had him. He goes 6'10", 6'11", so he's not, Grant Nelson got switched off on him, but Coach Nate Oates is going to try to beat him with length, not allow him to touch the basketball, and make the other guys have to be the catalyst on the offensive end.
9-7 our score after that first timeout. Alabama out in front.
Now Diabate on Cam Carter. You see the length. Ooh.
Carter gets his own miss and threw it up, nothing there. Phylon, who little banged up on the floor, did not start tonight.
Wow, great jump out there by
Youngblood, though, keeps it alive. That one's knocked out of the hands of Mohamed Diabate, but a foul in the process.
Good job by Derek Fountain to jump out there, a little trap. And you would think a guy like Derek Fountain's been around for a while. Good job getting his hands on the basketball. You know, that's a different situation than when Bama played Ole Miss, 21 turnovers. I think it was just another lack of focus from Bama, very uncharacteristic.
Stolen. Jordan Sears, also wearing number 1, like Alabama's Mark Sears. No relation. Jordan out of Daytona Beach.
LSU hoping to get some more offense from Jordan Sears if possible. But Alabama, look at that on-ball defense, is so good. No rotation. We just got done saying how Bama's on-ball defense is pretty good, so they don't need the overhelp. No need to come over and help like that.
Robert Miller with the dunk. Diabate tied up, kicks it back to Philon, the freshman point guard, off to Sherrill. Philon takes it himself and blocked, and a foul in the process. That's going to go against Derek Fountain.
And here's that high pick and roll with Sears being patient. And what he does a good job of seeing and reading that and extending it, stretching that out just long enough for his big guy to dive to the basket. And again, a little bit too much overhelp maybe for Bama's defense.
Philon at the free throw line, 69% in his opening campaign with the Crimson Tide. Young man out of Mobile, Alabama. Well, he's gotten off to a good start, but there have been a couple of games of late, though, where he's kind of disappeared in some games. But he is certainly has all the tools in his toolbox.
All the tools, and then some. And not only that, he's the most competitive, or right there, one of the most competitive guys on the team. And defensively, he wants to match up against your best player. That guy right there, Mo Diabate. Woo, Mao. That is a blue-collar points leader. Hard hat man right there. Out of Queens, New York. There they go.
They should get you one of those.
I'd never take it off. Just run through walls with it.
That's why I think they should get you one, just because I'd like to see that. Step back. Carter can't get it to go. Here's Sears. In traffic, kick out. And a bump foul. I'm walking over there with Nate Oates right now, and he's telling this guy, shoot the ball.
Yeah, exactly.
Shoot the ball.
And he has been stroking it as of late. And that is Coach Nate Oates. He makes his players, I said this before about Coach Dennis Gates, he gives his players so much confidence they feel like they're 10 feet tall and made out of steel.
Diabate takes a bump from Fountain and gets it off the window.
Good curl by Diabate, using his body to finish. Knew there'd be some contact.
Boy, he had a great game in their last outing against Vanderbilt. Put up a career-high 22, and here he goes off to the races. Diabate lost the handle, taken away there by Mike Williams.
Mike Williams, another guy that has given you some offense. Going to depend on him.
Williams, good ball fake, and rips it.
Right on cue. He had a good season last year, and I think in non-conference is just about finding him minutes. Now with Miller out, he's going to get more opportunities.
That was just his 5th 3 of the year. He came in at 20%. Sherrill will try it. Bounces around a couple of times, and Sherrill saves it. Sears, long 3, no good. Another chance. Tapped around a couple of times, and Sears saves it. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Sears all over the court. That won't go, and knocked out of bounds. No, it stays alive, and a tie up underneath, and it looks like a foul against Alabama. My goodness, what a half-court possession.
Yeah, it looked like Mark Sears was playing all by himself on that possession. Throwing it to himself, tipping it back to himself, but again, Mo Diabate keeping the play alive. LSU active hands today. But again, watch Diabate just attack that rim, keep it alive, slap it, and then get on the full for the tie-up.
Called that foul on Diabate, his first. Jordan Sears, the senior transfer from UT Martin. Williams slips on that baseline, and boy, I think he almost lost the handle. Stays with the Tigers with 11 on the shot clock. Here comes Damian Collins back on the floor. He will replace Robert Miller III. By the way, there's a chance we might see the first action for Trey'Dez Green, the outstanding football player, the tight end for LSU.
What an athlete he is.
We'll see if he gets in the game. Matt McMahon said if things work out, he'd like to get him a few minutes tonight. He's been practicing with the team for a couple of games, and he is getting some of his first action in an LSU jersey.
He's got great touch, too. Fantastic athlete, obviously. Physical player. Football brings that, but does have a good touch.
Sears bumped on a three by Holloway. Free throws coming up.
Did his job. Aiden Holiday did his job. Kept in front of Sears. Getting low, not allow him to get by him. The step back. Yeah, just got his left hand there. Looked like on the elbow, on the right elbow.
Not a lot, but enough to get Sears to the line, who's an 86% foul shooter. Now made 23 straight at the free throw line. On the year, Sears 67 of 77.
And we talked about, when if you're Alabama, you want to not help LSU with fouling the three-point shooter, errant passes, turnovers that you're not having pressure defense. Those are the things that are going to keep LSU in this game. Now they'll get the lead by 2. Great aggressiveness by LSU to start this game.
Sears, by the way, is a guy's entire career, the senior transfer. He's been to the free throw line 560 times in his career.
He's pretty comfortable there, isn't he?
Yeah. Ooh. That's a moving screen.
Credit Aiden Holloway. He stood in there and took what number 8 in yellow was about to give him, green. It's Phylon right there. Nice collision. Looked like Amari leaned in. Good call.
Damian Collins, former Kentucky Wildcat, gets it off to Williams. And now back to Sears. Sears averaging almost 14 a game. Boy, just having a hard time getting around Holloway, all over him. Shot clock at 3. Williams gonna have to let it go here. Lets the shot rip from 24 feet. Offensive rebound by guess who? The guy who's just dominated the glass, Corey Chest, who has now put together an 8-rebound half. Deep 3 for Williams, no good. Tapped around and Chest with another rebound. Chest with a throwdown. Good couple of possessions for LSU.
Sometimes it takes a few weeks in conference play with all the physicality to get used to it. Looks like Chest has.
LSU on an 8-0 run to take a 4-point lead with 11 minutes to go here in the first half.
And Chest giving LSU exactly what they need. It's going to be difficult to get easy buckets like that all game, but Corey Chest giving him an opportunity as LSU is up 4.
We are tomato obsessed, especially around here in our office.
We wake up every morning thinking about tomatoes. We think about tomatoes during the day, and we go to bed thinking about tomatoes.
Ketchup, in my opinion, it's the epitome of where art meets science. The detail and the design to put out that perfect product.
Ketchup nerds, absolutely.
Here we go. They're following us.
This is awesome.
Idiot.
The first ever Nissan Rogue Rock Creek.
By 4, and these are the blue-collar points you were talking about. Charges, floor dives, offensive rebounds, how that all stacks up, and they keep track of it every game. And when they're good in that department, they give the award for the guy every game who leads him in that department. And right now, and we're going to start doing that in the TV world.
There it is right here.
Yeah, and right now, I'm going to award you the hard hat. And by the way,
thank you.
You said that if you got a hard hat, you would run through a wall. So when this game's over, I'm gonna expect you to run right over there. There's a wall right over there.
You pick the wall and put a little bullseye on it, and I'm coming straight for it. So you look at it.
That is such a good look, my
friend. Such a good look. Let me explain something to you. This would have saved me a lot of pain if I wore this around all day long. Okay, you know, I walk into walls, I walk into doors, or whatever it is. So the hard hat. Think about this. Diabate had a couple of opportunities. He kept the play alive.
I can't look at you.
Right. Mark Sears diving into the stands, keeping the play alive. But Corey Chest right now has been...
He's the hard hat winner right now.
Woo, he is the hard hat winner right now. He's been active on that glass. Getting opportunity. We talked about losing Jalen Reed and Victorious Miller, okay? Cam Carter, we know, at 17 points a game. He's going to have to shoulder the load. Where else are you going to get that? Sears can get that for you. But if not, get on the glass. Get your extra possessions. And Coach told us that today. He goes, listen, we're turned over 15 times a game. We're not getting on the offensive glass like we can.
And like they did earlier this year.
Yeah, so now you're talking about LSU is playing with 10 to 15 less possessions. They're just giving it up where you can get those offensive rebounds back and give them a shot.
But who was going to be that next guy to help this team, whether it was the rebounds or the points? Well, both of those categories right now, it's Corey Chest. I mean, you saw the numbers. And Chest had really been struggling offensively. He had a SEC high 12 points against Vanderbilt. But since that game, just 9 points in the last 4 conference games. Boy, nice take by Collins.
Jordan Sears has been really good with that middle high ball screen.
Diabate through the lane. And Chest now with his 10th rebound.
I think Mo's going to seek contact on that, not try to avoid it with his big, strong body.
Collins, high arching shot, short.
Oh, man.
Rebound to Green, his first rebound, and that was an air ball from Carter.
I did feel a little breeze in the Coliseum.
Straight edge Green chasing that one down.
So
well, that young man, by the way, just to give you an idea, he was a 5-star football recruit. Top tight end in the recruiting class. Played 13 games last year as a freshman. He's so good that they actually moved him to wideout halfway through the season because he was playing behind one of the best tight ends, Mason Taylor, in the entire country, and they had to get him on the field.
I'd just like to be a defensive back having him running at you.
Oh.
Great. Tight ends have always been great basketball players. Tony Gonzalez, Antonio Gates. Hunter Henry was a great high school
Arkansas
basketball player.
Sears kicks it out to Holloway. Catch and shoot. Perfect.
Very simple basketball. Get that paint touch. Aiden Holloway knows how to create a passing lane. Slides right into that shooter's pocket.
Green. Tough shot. Won't go. And a foul on Diabate. Pushing off Chest underneath.
Mark Sears right now 4th in the SEC assists, and he knows exactly who to look for. You see 5 yellow jerseys. That's what makes Alabama so difficult. It's not just a three-point shot. They attack, they attack, they attack. You don't want to give up open layups. Obviously, the defense shrinks in, and Sears finds his guy.
Missed shot, Youngblood. So you got Youngblood, Sears, and Holloway in the backcourt. Youngblood takes it himself. Boy, he's starting to play like they wanted him to early, trying to come off that injury. He's getting it now.
Well, that's really too easy. If you're Bailey, you've got to show a little more resistance than that.
Collins misfires. Boy, LSU now 1 of 9 from behind the arc. Sears flying down the court. Corner 3 on the way. Stevenson rips it.
Didn't stop the ball. Mark Sears understands again. Get to the paint, shrink the defense, kick out for 3.
Collins back to Givens. Sees a little hole. Closed up immediately. Bailey, 4 on the shot clock, 3 on the shot clock. Spins, fires, no good. Chest down there, scrapping for the basketball. Creates a foul against Alabama. After LSU went on an 8-0 run, Alabama has answered on their own 8-0 run.
Yeah, and it's been getting in transition, getting in the paint, burn, turn, look for your three-point shooter. And they've gotten back to that, what they started the game with. Get in the paint, shrink that defense. Now for LSU, got 10 points in the paint now. You're going to have to make some threes to keep up with Bama.
Boy, they are just hounding Cam Carter. Gibbons fires. Short again. Stevenson off to Sears. Here's Nelson. Grant lost the handle, and he is fouled, slicing through the lane. That will go against Miller. That'll be his first. Team 16 foul.
You know, we've talked about the offensive rebound for LSU. You know, they've missed 9 3-point shots. Gives you a pretty good opportunity to get some of those long offensive rebounds when you're shooting 10%.
Nelson is scoreless, hasn't even got a shot off yet. Tapped around and taken by LSU. 5th Crimson Tide turnover. Bad pass. Carter still comes up with it. Cam Carter just 2 points, make it 4 points.
A little late coming off that help. You know, if he gets an inch, he's going to put it up there. Grant Nelson's got to attack him.
Sears trying to find a little bit of room. He's trying to get it going too. He's 0 for 3. No whistle. Crowd can't believe it. LSU going the other way. And Cam Carter stepped on the sideline, and Matt McMahon just throws his arms up. That's the kind of turnover he's been talking about.
Just unnecessary.
We are tomato obsessed, especially around here in our office.
We wake up every morning thinking about tomatoes. We think about tomatoes during the day, and we go to bed thinking about tomatoes.
Ketchup, in my opinion, it's the epitome of where art meets science. The detail and the design to put out that perfect product.
Ketchup nerds, absolutely.
They're following us.
This is awesome.
Media.
The first ever Nissan Rogue Rock Creek.
The story for LSU tonight has been Corey Chest. The redshirt freshman has gotten off to a great start. 7 points and 12 rebounds already. Chris Youngblood has been leading the charge for Alabama. The biggest story tonight for me is the fact that Mark Sears, who leads the conference in scoring at 19 a game, and the second leading scorer on this team, Grant Nelson, have yet to put the ball through the basket.
Yeah, well, they've done a good job, I think, of being physical. Grant Nelson hasn't had as many opportunities. Sears obviously had turned down a couple of, I thought he could have shot them in the lane. Decided to turn down the 2 for a 3, which he set up a couple of his guys. In one instance, it was Holloway and Youngblood. We talked about it in the open, though, where Alabama, the firepower that they have, 5 different guys have scored 20 or 20-plus points in a game this season. So what makes them such a great offensive team, it doesn't always have to be that one guy.
Well, Sears, the last 2 games, 24 points, 9 assists, and 21 points and 7 assists. That was against Kentucky and Vanderbilt, respectively. But tonight, he's going to have to work really hard to get up close to those numbers.
Well, another thing, too, with Grant Nelson, I thought he had an opportunity to over the lane, lost the ball. But Chris Youngblood, they've found something with him coming off that screen. They've used him a lot tonight.
Coming off a couple of screens. There you go. Fires away. Got it. On cue.
No one else has to touch it. That was a great job. Youngblood fought through that screen. That was a physical play that he had to fight over that screen. Hard cuts, hard screens results in an open look.
Cam Carter throws it up high, and that one is deflected away, trying to hit Robert Miller, and here comes LeBaron Philon. Philon trying to find a little bit of room, kicks it back to Sears. Floater won't go. Cam Carter flying down the court. Derek Fountain trying to keep it alive and saved. LSU with another possession.
And hustle point possession for LSU. Oh, I love that.
Sears.
Oh, I love that. I mean, that's what he's improved on throughout his time at Alabama. Just gets down, stays in front of the basketball, and what does make Alabama's half-court defense so difficult is they're very good. Moving their feet. Move your feet. Exposes the ball. I'll take it from you. So this way you don't have to help as much if you're in on the weak side, which now doesn't allow rotations, and you get a scrambling defense and finds an open shot for LSU.
Jordan Sears, long three with one on the shot clock, didn't hit anything. I think he forgot off the inbounds pass. There was only a few seconds on the shot clock.
Yeah, a little lack of communication there.
Sears averaging, Jordan Sears, about 14 a game. Last year at UT Martin was averaging 21 points. Here's Holloway. Holloway for three, and that one's off the mark. It'll stay with Alabama.
Omari does such a good job, understands his role, right? The first possession of the game, they get it to the big fella in the paint, try to establish that. And then from that point on, Bama went back to the paint about 5 times in a row. But there, Omari, nice little handoff to his shooter. Ooh, big fella. Benin City, Nigeria. Reminds me of my old teammate, Sunday Adebayo from Benin City, Nigeria.
Yeah, the problem was Omari didn't know who he was.
Yeah, right.
And
exactly.
you asked him when he was born, and what was it, 2000, what do you say, 4 or something?
Oh, yeah, the legend of Sunday, though, runs deep in Benin City, Nigeria.
Williams. Boy, Alabama's defense is on lockdown right now. Although, as I say it, Sears blows right past Holloway.
Well, your rim protector,
Philon, excuse me.
Omari was out on the perimeter. And Sears read it, straight to the hoop, no rim protection there.
Loose ball on the deck. Fountain gets it to Sears, pushing the tempo. Sears pull up, no good. Bailey with a bump on the rebound. He picks up the foul.
And that's the other challenge. You want to be physical if you're LSU, right? Get on the glass. Try to make up for, you're shooting 1 for 12 right now from the three-point line. How are we going to find extra possessions? Unfortunately, all that aggressiveness, though, leads to foul trouble. So as good of a job as they've been on that offensive glass, you're sending Alabama to the free throw line now.
Alabama, the 4th-ranked team in the country, came in number 7 in the net. 16-3 mark, 5-1 in conference play. The Tide 6 wins over top 25 teams this year. That's 1 off the Alabama record. They've won 10 of their last 11. But they have their hands full here with LSU in the first half. As Mark Sears comes back on the floor. 0 for 4, 0 for 2 from behind the arc for Sears, but he does have a couple assists. Boy, Holloway's the guy that's really kind of blossomed here. The transfer from Auburn. Took him a while, maybe a month, 6 weeks to kind of get his bearings, but the freedom of this offense has really played into him.
He's got every move in the book, too. He's got handles, can get by you, can finish. Great shooter.
Goes chest to chest with the big fella Sherrill underneath and draws the foul. Talking about Aiden Holloway, and this is what it's looked like the first half of the year and since. I mean, he has been phenomenal.
You mentioned finding your role in your comfort zone. You know, and I think he's really focused on doing more than you think about coming to Alabama, and a lot of people's perception is, well, we're going to run a lot, shoot a lot of threes, we're going to score a lot of points. But talking to Coach Oates, he said he's embraced the defensive side of things that he wants them to do. Because if they want to get back to the Final Four, you got to do it on both ends, defense and offense.
Ooh, taken away. Here's Williams working on Youngblood. Reverse layup, no good. Chest with an offensive rebound and fouled in the process. Well, they say 2 shots coming up for Chest. Boy, Corey Chest, there has been no answer. How about this? 8 points, 13 rebounds here in the first half.
Well, that's just the ill-advised pass right there by Youngblood. He should know better than that. Miller was just waiting right there for him. Talked a little bit of football today. Miller was playing a safety position, just waiting for that. Excuse me, Williams.
Of the 13 rebounds for Corey Chest, 9 have been on the offensive glass.
He's been active, and that's one of the questions that I had with LSU. They've got size, they've got length, strength. If you don't have the shooting or the scorers with Reed and Miller out, get on that glass.
Holloway trying to get the screen, does so. Blocked. That one is just ripped out of the air. Green, oh my goodness. Trey Des Green in his first action as an LSU hoopster just put on a clinic.
It's like a pick six. I know he's an offensive guy, but this gives you a little idea of his size, length, and explosiveness.
And Nelson with his first basket on the other end. Not just his first basket. How about his first shot? Oh, big screen by Collins. Gets the ball on a little pick and roll, and you can count it. But we got to go back to Trey Des Green. Welcome to SEC basketball, my friend.
He covers a lot of space really quickly. Again, he's got great touch. He's not just a football player, my man. He's got LSU with it. One!
We are tomato obsessed, especially around here in our office.
We wake up every morning thinking about tomatoes. We think about tomatoes during the day, and we go to bed thinking about tomatoes.
Ketchup, in my opinion, it's the epitome of where art meets science. The detail and the design to put out that perfect product.
Ketchup nerds, absolutely.
Here we go. They're following us.
This is awesome.
Media.
The first ever Nissan Rogue Rock Creek.
I know Fish. I know he's
He
fishing.
set you up.
Fish is fishing.
Yeah.
For me to give a compliment to his alma mater, Auburn. So it's tough to deny. Coach Pearl's got Auburn again, #1 in the country, right? So I think you start there, but then you move on to what Mark Byington is doing at Vanderbilt, Mark Pope at Kentucky. I do believe even Coach Todd Golden at Florida, where he has his team sitting.
How about
Coach Dennis Gates going from where they were last year. So
right.
I think this is going to be, we talk about who's going to win the league and all that. It's going to be a competition to the end. Coach of the Year is probably going to be the same way. You've got so many fantastic candidates.
All right, he asked for a name.
Here.
Give me a name right now.
I gave you 6 or 7 of them.
I know. I want
6
one.
or 7. One?
One. Give me one.
How do you go against one? #1 I'm talking about.
I'm going to say,
#1.
here's what I'm going to say. Dennis Gates right now for me, 0-18 last year.
He brought back Tamar Bates added, transfer Mark Mitchell.
And he's 5-2 this year in the league. In this league, a
this
historically good league, he's 5-2. Right now, there's a lot of basketball left.
Yeah.
But even though you didn't ask me, I'm telling you.
I love it. Tell me.
Right now, I'm giving him the nod.
Okay. Give him the nod. Give him the nod.
Nate Oates, and there's his buddy, Kalen DeBoer, watching some hoops tonight. Alabama's head football coach. Man, it never stops for these football coaches in this day and age.
We should get him on.
Get him on with a hard hat.
Get him on with the hard hat. Let's go, coach. I'd love to see what he thinks about Trey'Dez Green.
Yeah.
Go against him in basketball, too.
Trey'Dez Green, 6'7", 245, doing some things out here. A guy's his size just probably shouldn't be doing. He's the first one back down the floor trying to post up Phylon. Trey'Dez wearing number 8 for LSU. Again, the football player after the season took a week off and practicing with the team for a couple of weeks. As the other Sears, Jordan Sears, making a name for himself here in Coleman Coliseum.
Yeah, that's the second time Sears recognized he could get to the paint without worrying about rim protection right there. So great job of reading the defense.
Oh, boy. And that's going to be foul on Trey'Dez Green.
He forgot if he could get away with that on the line of scrimmage, I don't think he can't get away with it on top of the key. Diabate looks like, shoulder pads and helmet on him, too. He could do some damage.
I think they're going to take a look to see if there was...
Got him under the chin strap a little bit?
Yeah.
With the forearm shiver, as they used to call it back in the...
when you were playing, that was just...
Previous plays under further review.
Back in the day, but you can get it in the chops all the time,
Oh,
right?
getting the chops. Yeah. Well, I got 2 scars here on my chin. One of them I tried to take a charge, got a knee to the chin. Last time I tried to take a charge, and the other time was just a straight up elbow.
Or was that time you ran into the wall?
And ran into the wall, yeah. Now I got a helmet, though. All right, it didn't look like he got him in the chin. More like the upper chest area.
After review, the call on the foul is confirmed. Common foul.
About that. 1 for 1 on my reviews.
Yep.
You impressed?
You know what I liked about that? Owen Short, the official over there. Quick, to the point. Let's be done with it. Let's go.
He knows.
Not a timeout. Now he's telling Alabama, this is not a timeout. Let's go. There was an article about how many basketball games lately in college have been stretching out to almost 3 hours. A lot of it has to do with the review, and I go back to this. I think the review process probably needs to be evaluated at some point. I do not blame the referees. It's there as a tool, and if they don't use it, that becomes a problem. But I think we have to kind of manage it a little bit better.
Yeah. Well, this, obviously we have SEC officers looking at the thing too. So, but it was a good job. Just, I don't know if you put a time limit on it, probably not good. But I think the officials understand how to get it in and out quickly.
Classic example by my man Owen Short just then. Missed free throw, though, on a 1-and-1. Gives it right back to LSU. The Tigers leading by 2. They came in as about 18-point underdogs. And they are hanging tough here in the first half. Sears off to Chest. Chest working on Diabate. Forced it up there, loose ball into the hands of Mark Sears. Now to Phylon. Oh, nice footwork by Sears. Nice pass. In traffic, and Diabate gets it to go.
He is just so difficult. He has got a shake in him that does muscle shoals Mark Sears. I don't think there's anybody that can stay in front of him in the country.
Sears with 3 rebounds and 3 assists, but is yet to score here in the first half. 0 for 4. Williams off the back of the rim. Rebound to Diabate. And a foul on Williams, and probably not the worst thing that could have happened.
Pretty acrobatic pass by Diabate. There's Mark Sears. He's able to find that crease, the slightest crease in the defense. Again, makes the right decision. Could have went up, maybe challenged Damian Collins. Decides to drop it off, though, to Diabate. And going back to this right now, right? We're tied game 33-33. A couple of things that Coach Nate Oates was concerned about. And two of the things that he mentioned was turnovers, right? We got to clean that up. Alabama 8 turnovers right now. So they're, on their way for 16 over. That's just something that they want to clean up, especially a lot of them are unforced. Yeah, LSU does a good job with their active hands. But the other thing was the glass game. The glass game. Coach mentioned that because of the size, strength, and length of LSU. LSU 13 offensive rebounds in the first half.
Trades Green still on the floor. Coach told us he would like to get him a few spot minutes, maybe just kind of get his foot kind of wet, in terms of SEC basketball. He's played 6 minutes, and he'll take a break here with 1:46 on the clock, but certainly a lot to like with that young man. I feel like this final minute 40 going to be important for LSU. Not to do anything crazy here and fall behind by 6 or 8. Here's Green trying to make sure that doesn't happen. Ooh. Oh, there's another tough shot. He's had to work for it tonight.
He really has, and he's seen multiple defenders, different sizes and lengths.
Top of the key 3 for Philon. Alabama's 4th 3 of the half.
Now, even on a made bucket, LSU's got to get back, defend, identify shooters. Didn't do it that time.
Under a minute to go. First half. Here's Sears. Alley-oop. Well done. Sears played that just like his counterpart, Mark Sears, the way he handled that.
That was just so good recognition, and he held on to it just long enough for an open Damian Collins for the lob.
Boy, a lot of contact. No whistle. Back the other way. Here's Carter. Taking it right to Nelson. Alley-oop. Collins catches it. Sears for 3. Got it! LSU back out in front by 2. Under 25 seconds to go, first half. Timeout, Alabama.
And what a play by Corey Chest. Watch this. Not only does he make the block, as we'll see coming up right here. I'm talking about Corey Chest, number 11 in yellow right there. Watch his activity. Comes over. Now watch how he falls, stays in bounds, and gets the loose basketball. Great timing. Keeps it alive. Starts to break. Doesn't have to use a timeout. And then off to the races. Great advance pass by Sears. And then finally you make a 3 for your LSU. But that's the hard hat stuff we were talking about.
How about this? He has 10 points, 15 rebounds in the first half. This guy is just a redshirt freshman. His season high in points is 13. And he's now set a new career high with 15 rebounds. And Coach was talking to us, Matt McMahon, today about he needs to be there. He just kind of he just for whatever reason for a couple of games here recently just wasn't the same guy. Earlier this year, he had a stretch of 6 straight double-figure rebounding games. That was the most by an LSU player since Ben Simmons back in 2015. Shot clock turned off as we approach 10 seconds to play here. Here's Mark Sears to Nelson. Nelson tripped up with 3 seconds. Falls on his right arm. Grimaces in pain. He's going to have to shoot some free throws here.
Yeah, you had Stevenson, really good action on the wing between Chris Youngblood and Jaron Stevenson. And Britt Nelson had him. Just saw him a little too late. If you Corey Chest just stay in front. Oh, I guess the foul award to Bailey. And again, Alabama, the free throw line has been kind to them.
So Nelson at the free throw line, 66% foul shooter. Got that one to go. And for Grant Nelson, now with 3 points. Holloway and Sears to the bench for Alabama. Youngblood also heading that direction. So gets them both, ties it up at 40. LSU going to take a quick timeout with 3.2 seconds. If you'd have told me that this game would be locked up right now at 40 apiece with Nelson scoring 2 points, Nelson with 4 and Sears with a goose egg on the board. Those two have combined for over 30 points a game.
Yeah, and we talked really, I guess, in the beginning of the game, where's LSU? How they put up 40 points in the first half. And, you know, if you told a lot of people LSU could come in here and put up 80 or over 80, they give them a very good chance of winning this game, and they've done it. Got to the free throw line 10 times. The paint's been really good to them. They're top 20 in 2-point percentage field goals at 57%. So they played in the paint. Just haven't been able to make anything outside the paint.
All right, well, Damian Collins to inbound it and threw it away. One last chance now for Alabama. Phylon lets it go off the mark. So after 20 minutes of basketball, LSU couldn't ask for more. They are all squared up with the 4th-ranked team in the country. So what if you're going to break his game down the first half, what happened with Mark Sears?
Well, I thought there were opportunities for him to score at the rim or in the paint. He missed a couple. He turned down a few of them. He's got 3 assists. However, I just thought maybe his decision-making, when to score, when to pass, wasn't there.
Well, they're going to go to Nelson. The team's second leading scorer had 4 points, only 1 field goal attempt in that first half. So give him 6 now after that opening basket. Alabama out in front by 2. Alabama's led by as many as 6. LSU's led by as many as 5. We have had 7 ties and 9 lead changes. Loose ball taken away. Diabate. Here's Holloway. Youngblood, long 3. Hit the front of the rim, and because of the long rebound, chases it down. We'll try it again. Rebound chest, number 16. Is he on his way to a 25, 26 rebound night? There's Cam Carter slicing to the basket and lays it in. Tied again.
Good decision. Got caught in the bigger and slower Grant Nelson.
Carter back the other way. Cam with 8 points. Oh, blocked by Youngblood. Holloway. Catch, shoot, got it.
That's the first thing he's going to be looking to do. Great luxury Coach Nate Oates has, though. Multiple guards in the backcourt. If one of them isn't feeling it, can go to a number of other guys.
Collins will try another 3, and LSU just can't find the mark. They are 2 for 15 on 3-pointers.
Yeah, and if you're Alabama, that's the shot you would like to see.
Stripped out of Nelson's hands. Alley-oop. Chest with a throwdown.
8 steals for LSU. And that's the 9th turnover for Alabama. 15 points off those 9 turnovers.
And it looks as though we got some blood on Damian Collins.
And LSU, they've done a good job of running with opportunity. And they're taking care of the basketball, too, with getting up and down the floor. And then when they got to slow it down, although, you know, they hadn't had great success in the half court, but Sears had good success with the high pick and roll, running that in the first half and getting to the rim himself and finishing. So that's a combination of transition and good half court offense puts LSU right in position.
So Collins looks like he's been patched up. Sean Eddy, the longtime LSU basketball trainer, been 29 years at LSU, 20 of them with the basketball team.
Long time. Although didn't quite go back to my day.
Here's Youngblood. Youngblood.
Got lucky there, too much dribbling.
Diabate.
And that's how you attack the basket. Straight line, don't mess around, too hard, dribble, finish at the rim.
Here's Chest. Working on Youngblood. Boy, big collisions.
Trying to go through his chest.
Yeah. Boy, you just saw Youngblood close his fist and say, bring it on. 3 on the shot clock. Turnaround jumper. Ooh. Good as the horn sounds.
It's a tough one-on-one play by Bailey. Physical play, too, on the offensive end.
Well, this game is getting physical. Off to Cam Carter. Cam flying down the floor, lays it up and in.
He's fast too in transition, isn't he? And that's been able to get up in transition, had struggles on the half-court offense.
Just a little late getting there. That'll be his first foul.
We've seen this game a couple of times. LSU, they knew they were going to have to make tough, guarded one-on-one shots. Cam Carter takes the opportunity, accepts the contact, knocks Stevenson off, balance, and finish. And Carter's going to stay in attack mode. Cam Carter, 17 points a game. Shooting 50% from the floor right now, though. Hadn't made a 3.
And a foul against LSU's Curtis Gibbons. That'll be his first.
LSU's Cam Carter has had 4 different guys that he's seen defend him.
Alley-oop, Amari off the Youngblood pass.
I'll never understand how you can lose your guy in that small of a space for that wide open of a dunk.
Matt McMahon's probably thinking the same thing.
It's
right?
just like shaking his head like, fellas, well, I mean, can you make it any easier for Alabama in Tuscaloosa?
Tied with a 1-point lead. Off the mark. Easy rebound for Diabate. Holloway will push the tempo. Big screen by Diabate. Back to him. Lost the handle when he got in traffic. Cam Carter comes out of there with it. To Collins. Throw down.
And my man Damian Collins, he is in heaven in that situation, running the floor, great length and athleticism.
Holloway with another 3, his 3rd of the game, and he takes team honors with 13 points. Carter again dribbling it out of bounds. 52-50 to tie.
Great play coming out of that under the basket. Cliff Omare loving his game. Omare, and then Aiden Holloway knowing how to create space, goes up and knocks down the 3, puts Bama up 2.
We are tomato obsessed, especially around here in our office.
We wake up every morning thinking about tomatoes. We think about tomatoes during the day, and we go to bed thinking about tomatoes.
Ketchup, in my opinion, it's the epitome of where art meets science. The detail and the design to put out that perfect product.
Ketchup nerds, absolutely.
following us.
This is awesome.
Media.
The first ever Nissan Rogue Rock Creek.
February 1st is almost here. You won't get many big days like this.
Get ready to witness a special day in hoops.
Dickinson off the window. Count the bucket. It's good.
Duke, Carolina, always deliver.
Start your February 1st with us on College Game Day. Sun up to sundown. It's gonna be big.
What a great day of basketball. I mean, listen, next Saturday is going to be awesome. We've already had some great games today, but that is going to be one you don't want to miss. Now, my game, I don't know where you are. I don't know if you're in studio or working. I'm going to be Vandy at Oklahoma. I would have put that on there. They just have room. They didn't have room.
Well, I think they probably know that everybody watching knew you were going to be. They already knew, hey, I got Dave Nail's schedule right here to keep up with them. So this is just to remind them of all the other folks.
Well, speaking of Vanderbilt, kudos to Mark Byington. Back-to-back top 10 wins for the Commodores.
Yeah, well, the key to their success, they played great. They 10 steals a game, number 2 in the SEC in steals, and it's not because they press, and it's just their physical get down defense, can't get around them, they make things difficult.
Pretty good week when you beat Tennessee and Kentucky.
Yeah, fan base make them pretty happy. 2 court rushes.
That'll cost you.
Yes.
Nelson bounce pass, Holloway hangs in the air, what a shot, excuse me, Phylon hangs in the air after the contact. He didn't start today, a little banged up. Coach wanted to just see how he felt. Looked like he felt pretty good after that basket. Little scoop shot, and that'll get Givens to the free throw line. Let's go back to that Phylon shot.
Yeah, it's a good job by Grant Nelson. Patient, waiting either for a cutter. He got 2 feet in the paint right there, 2 feet in the paint. Now, if defense shrinks, he kicks that out for a 3 to Phylon. Phylon reads that well, little aggressive overplay on the wing by LSU, and he just cuts.
Given 76% free throw shooter, and boy, did he get a friendly bounce on that one.
Yeah, gonna need those. We come into.
That's not even the rim I shot on today.
That's right, exactly. Although I think you heated up both rims and nets, though.
I did. Well, I saw him change the bolts on the other side after I was done. 1 out of 2 at the line. Derek Fountain all over Nelson. Here's Phylon. Holloway floater, no good. Ooh. Omari with a big rebound and a putback. Five-point lead, and it's Alabama's basketball, and another somewhat careless turnover by the Tigers.
Yeah, it really was. That was certainly an unforced error. So now you have Bama on the offensive glass, part of their blue-collar point recipe. Loving Amore in his physical game. Getting the Alabama another second chance point opportunity.
Phylon. Ooh, boy, he come out aggressive in the second half, but left it short. Fountain got popped in the eye. Chuck Jones over there caught it.
I do credit both teams. They've been really physical. Neither team has backed down. We see multiple times where guys have given up their bodies. And you get a chance to see the strength and physicality of the freshman, LeBaron Phylon.
Phylon with 7 points, a couple of assists, and picked up that foul, his first of the game. So Chest back in. Chest with that 12-point, 16-point performance. Matter of fact, the last player with 15 rebounds for LSU was Darius Day, who had 18 against La Tech back in 2021. The last player with 20 was Ben Simmons against Marquette in 2015. So we'll watch that here in the second half. Jordan Sears, no good. Amori with the rebound. Holloway. Oh, blocked by Chess. High pick and roll. Cam Carter hangs in the air. Oh.
And he had to take on both Bama's big fellas there. Amare and Nelson. Creative.
Nelson working against Trey'Dez Green. Took the freshman right to the basket. Back to a 5-point lead. Chest. Green. Holloway just picks his pocket. That was off the backboard goaltending.
Yeah, as well as Green has played today, came in some explosive plays. You know, that's maybe an area where a few more games under his belt to be a little bit more comfortable away from the basket. Aiden Holloway has been on it today on the defensive side. No hesitation, straight to the rim. Get it up off the glass. I love that move. Get it on the glass quick. Get it overexcited. You know, you're Green, you want to try to make that mistake back.
Collins, big screen. Back to Collins. Cam Carter, ball fake, shoots it over Nelson. Got it! Boy, he's heating up now. Cam Carter with 15, his first 3 of the game. Phylon to Nelson. He's wide open. Got it! Collins, too strong. Holloway. 4-3, no good. Cam Carter the rebound. Chest. Sears fires, no good. Collins with a tap in and then finished by Bailey, and a timeout by LSU to kind of settle things down.
Well, it has been action back and forth. LeBaron Phylon, you see his strength right here, playing through the chest of the defender, shrinking that defense, kicking it out to Grant Nelson, who stretches the floor. Pure right there by Grant Nelson, and then LSU again.
The call for goaltending at 12-16 under further review.
2 shots at it. Givens finally gets it through. Bama up 5.
We are tomato obsessed, especially around here in our office.
We wake up every morning thinking about tomatoes. We think about tomatoes during the day, and we go to bed thinking about tomatoes.
Ketchup, in my opinion, it's the epitome of where art meets science. The detail and the design to put out that perfect product.
Ketchup nerds, absolutely.
They're following us.
This is awesome.
Media.
The first ever Nissan Rogue Rock Creek.
Sears has yet to play here in the second half. 0 for 5 from the field. Also went scoreless against Illinois back in November. The only game that he's been scoreless for Alabama was his freshman year, also went scoreless. And you can see there, he looks very emotional in that picture. Has yet to play here in the second half.
Well, we've come to know Mark Sears as a guy over the last few years. He's emerged into team leader, facilitator, as well as scorer. Didn't make a shot in the first half. Turned it over twice. I thought there were times where he had a good look at it, where kind of could get himself going. Decided to not finish the play. Wasn't able to get to the free throw line, so you know he's a guy that is a high rate free throw
After
shooter.
review, the goaltending play at 12-16 is confirmed. It's a good basket for Alabama.
So maybe Coach Oates, when we were talking the break, sensed something about his attacking, aggressive approach in the first half.
I mean, he's the leading scorer in the Southeastern Conference at 19 a game. And in conference games, he's averaging 21 points and 7 assists. That's second in the league in scoring and first in assists. And just not his night tonight. And that one's ripped away by LSU.
Good pass by Nelson. That is the third time LSU has ripped it right from a Bama player in the paint. Got to be strong and finish those.
That was a carry.
First time this year. Is that first time this year? I think I saw a carry. So Jordan Sears, I think it looked like was it the old fake pass?
Yeah.
Let's see, the old fake pass just to clear some space. Oh yeah, old fake pass. They got a cut. Bama up 5.
Time to check out the Good Hands play brought to you by Allstate. We talked about the blue collar plays that Alabama keeps track of. What do you make of it so far?
Well, they've needed all of these against LSU, who's playing a physical game. Right there, you see Alabama getting hands on the basketball, creating transition points. Their one-on-one defense has been really good today, just staying in front of the basketball. 9 steals for Alabama, taking care of the basketball a lot better in the second half. And there you see right there the leaderboard entering the night. And it has to do with offensive rebounds, steals, blocks, charges taken, loose balls. They track all that, deflections. They track all of it, and there's a point system associated with each one of those statistics. And that's the difference between, you know, you lose. The difference in winning those categories, especially in the SEC, is crucial. I mean, we see how many games go down to a offensive rebound stick back or a 50-50 ball that you don't get. A one-possession game could be anything out there.
Nelson, pass intercepted by Chest. Chest all the way to the rim. He's fouled by Nelson. He'll go to the free throw line.
Wow, Corey Chest gave him the old Larry Bird. Come into my web, said the spider to the fly. Boom, Corey Chest read that, and he's off to the races. Grant Nelson knew it as soon as he threw it. Got back. Credit him, though. Listen, it's going to make Corey Chest earn it from the free throw stripe.
Drops the first one. Another one coming up for Chest at the free throw line this year, just 53%. He came in averaging 6 points, 7 rebounds. He's at 12 and 16, and will stay there for the moment as he missed them both. And there's a foul. Who's going to get it? That's going to go against Chest. He knows it. That'll be his second.
The great thing about Corey Chest is watching him figure out where he can have the biggest impact for this LSU team.
Yeah.
And, you know, it doesn't have to be shooting the three. It doesn't have to be, you know, he's obviously scoring a lot, offense, rebound, stick backs, and transition, but it's just great to see a guy understand how to impact without having to score a bunch of points.
Youngblood too strong, and Carter comes out of there with it. We have had 13 lead changes and 8 ties in this game. Here's Carter, back to Sears. Well, they got the switch, and Sears going to take Nelson, just threw it up, trying to draw a foul, didn't work. Philon the other way. Youngblood back to Philon. Alabama shooting 51%. blocked.
Wow.
What a block by Collins.
He covers so much space. He is so long and athletic.
LSU 4th in the league in blocks, 13th in Division I.
That was a real nice pass by Phylon. Again, Wade stretching the play long enough, just in time for Grant Nelson to get open. Nelson even shot faked. I mean, Collins goes up on that shot fake, and he stays up there long enough to get the block still.
And a hold, it looks like, against LSU. That's going to go against
good call.
Bailey.
LSU making sure they don't give up that open layup again, but Diabate.
That's 2 or 3 times tonight that Alabama's had some success.
Houses them right in the key.
Yeah. Now a foul against Alabama.
Looks like they took the initial one away right there. Collins does a good job at denying Grant Nelson. Just poor communication. Diabate's big enough, strong enough. Once he gets you right there in the logo area, it is done.
Sears.
Oh, nice.
Nice pass to Collins. Chess comes out of there with it. Williams. Long 3 for Sears. Too strong. Diabate on the run. Phylon. Hop step. Hangs. Won't go. Tapped around and won by LSU.
Great effort. LSU getting back in transition, keeping Alabama on its heels.
Williams.
Plays like that, you can look back on the hustle of LSU to get back, not allow a second chance opportunity, and then they give it right back.
You just feel like it's the point in the game for LSU that you cannot, of all the times, do that now.
Well,
down 7, and you just feel like Alabama's close to stretching this.
Well, I had my old coach. He used to say, you go to the free throw line, miss 2, that's like a turnover. You look at a play like that, a foul on a screen, that's like a turnover, right? Those are possessions that you get into 8.5 minutes. Those are critical possessions. You're just giving it back to Alabama.
Holloway. Amore battling, and what are they going to go? Foul, tie up, a discussion between our 2 officials. Chuck Jones and Lucas Santos talking about it. Tie up. Arrow favors LSU.
Coach is pretty animated.
Yeah, Chuck Jones on the baseline had the foul. Lucas Santos had the tie up. And I guess they said that Lucas had a better look at it.
And it did.
Well, LSU's going to have to start cranking up some good looks at the basket. No points in the last 2:47, just 1 of 7 from the field. Cam Carter trying to end the streak. That won't go, and rebound to Youngblood. Off to Holloway. Off his knee, and it's going to belong to LSU.
LSU has done a great job of when Alabama has gotten into the paint. Their active hands. And now that's 11 steals for LSU.
Loose ball, Cam Carter wins it. Step back 3, no good. Last touch by Alabama. It stays with LSU. It is wild in Coleman Coliseum.
Letting them play. I love it.
Back in a moment. Thanks, Dari. As you look at some of the numbers on this one, it's been a crazy day in the league. The games earlier today, obviously the Vanderbilt win over Kentucky. Mississippi State had to go into overtime. Texas rallied from, I think it was 22 down over Texas A&M. I mean, this league is going to be wacky, and every night that they take the floor, you don't know what's going to happen, which makes our job great. Just show up and roll it out there, see what happens.
We'll keep trying to tell everybody. One possession could be the difference in these games. A loose ball. You saw when Alabama goes to Kentucky. Mo Diabate, 2 critical plays of getting on the floor and creating a second chance opportunity for his team. And the taking care of home court advantage. Another huge thing going through the SEC today.
Carter off the inbounds, no good. Nelson the rebound. We saw Mark Sears coming out of that timeout and still not on the floor here in the second half as Holloway misfires and the rebound to LSU. And the only information I got is that he's not hurt. So read into that what you want. But here's Carter trying to get to the rim, and he did get to the rim, just missed the shot. Matt McMahon cannot believe that they didn't call goaltending as somebody pulled on that net. That's exactly what he's saying over there. He's asking anybody to listen. He pulled the net.
It did look like Stevenson is going to block that shot. Did get a piece of the net. That could have been a 5-point swing. You had Youngblood with a wide open 3-pointer in the corner.
All right, we talked to all 3 officials, and none of them changed the call. So
that's right. He gave it a shot, though. That's all you can ask.
Step back, 2-pointer from Jordan Sears.
That was pretty over the 6'11 Stevenson. Little stop and pop.
Sears with 12. Holloway gets a huge screen from Nelson. Back to Amore, and he almost whiffed on the pass. Nelson now. Nelson trying to back up. Chest won't go, and Chest with another rebound. That's number 18 for the big fella. It has been a long time since LSU has had some success on the offensive end this half. They've just had 1 basket in like the last 4+ minutes. Can they string together consecutive successful possessions?
Yeah, and I think the officiating too has been great. They've allowed them to play physicality, although they have called fouls like that one where the defense is getting a little too handsy, not allowing for either the screen to happen or for a guy to come off the screen. So you got to clean that up.
LSU 1 for their last 7. That was the Sears jumper a moment ago. Fountain. 4 on the shot clock. Sears floater. Nelson rebound and a push off underneath. That's going to go against Robert Miller III. That is the 6th team foul now against LSU. 5:56 to play in a 5-point game. Alabama's just won for their last 9.
Yeah, it's been pretty good rim protection. Really good defense, too, on the perimeter by LSU. Not that time.
Holloway just does trickle over the iron. Alabama at the rim now, 12 of 20. Pull-up jumper for Sears again.
Good decision. The last few possessions at the rim, Bama was able to protect it and win that battle. Sears decides to pull up, had the room to do it.
That foul on Sears. That'll be his 2nd.
Good job right there. Yeah, you see Sears with his left hand basically just manhandling Aiden Holloway, he's so good. And talking to Coach Preston Murphy about this backcourt, Holloway, Gym Rat, gets up 600 to 1,000 a day, depending on which day. And It's not just him, that's the rest of the backcourt too. Here he is. Coach Murphy, one of the best in the biz. Played at Rhode Island.
You just like him. He's up there in that northeast
Yeah,
sector.
that's my guy. My guy.
Seven-point lead matches the largest of the evening for Alabama. Carter coming off the screens, misses everything. Holloway, no good. Rebound underneath by Williams. Here's Sears, guarded by Youngblood. Williams, long three over Nelson. Stevenson, in and out. Amore keeps it alive. Off the window by Holloway, no good. Boy, Amore kept it alive, and then a foul against LSU.
And don't you get the feeling the way this game is going that it's going to be won by those either loose ball play, offensive rebound, stick back, or an offensive rebound, kick out for a three. And right there, Alabama, they got three guys battle on the offensive glass. And then you've got the free throw line with the physicality of this game. Not a whole bunch of free throws being shot today, but Bama 12 of 15 from the line, 80%.
Alabama came in 4th in the country in free throw attempts, 6th in free throws made. Carter. Carter, nowhere to go. Gets it to Collins. He said Carter was going to get up around 20 shots tonight. He's at 17 attempts. Shot clock at 10. Sears working on Stevenson. Reverse layup. Oh my goodness, what a shot. 16 for Jordan Sears.
Made some big shots here in the second half. Just carried them in that half-court offense.
Phylon attacked by Carter. He'll head to the line. Timeout on the floor. Under 4 minutes to go here in Tuscaloosa.
Jordan Sears, 16 points, 6 of 13 from the field, but it's been this, making tough shots to keep LSU in striking distance, just down 5.
Fan of SEC hoops, the postseason should be a lot of fun for you. Not only the SEC tournament, but the NCAA tournament. 13 teams right now in the mix. 8 of the top 17 seeds are SEC clubs. And Texas, last 4 in, big win today. Comeback over Texas A&M. LSU still in consideration. Kind of down the list a little bit. This is one of those games, as they trail by 5 here, that could certainly get them back on the map. But they got to turn things around in a hurry if they want to stay in that department.
You're right. It will put them on the map. Would be one of the best wins we've seen in conference play to go on the road to Bama. And Oklahoma right now tied up against the Hogs, as they're a projected 10 right now. Georgia took a tough one.
Oh, Georgia just got throttled today by Florida. Gators won by 30. Well, right here, Nate Oates could care less about that game. He's worried about the last 3:45 of this one. They just, Alabama just hasn't been able to shake LSU, despite the fact LSU is 3 for 22 from behind the arc. Phylon at the free throw line. LeBaron again had a little ankle issue and suffered in practice. And weren't sure how much we were going to get of LeBaron Phylon tonight, but here in the second half, he along with Youngblood and Holloway have played the majority of the minutes, as Mark Sears has been a spectator the entire second half, the SEC's leading scorer. Nice cut to the basket, and Youngblood with a big defensive play. Phylon. Oh, he wanted to shoot that.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's either he turns the corner or he pulls up.
Laurie. Off to Youngblood. Diabate almost had it stolen. Youngblood.
Shot clock getting low.
Throws it up, is fouled with 5 on the shot clock.
And Cam Carter's going to regret putting his hands. He just could. Sometimes you just can't resist the urge right there. The ball's right in front of you. You want to take a swipe at it. With the shot clock down to about 5, you see him. Youngblood was already off balance. Was going to have to make a circus shot. Reached in, puts him to the free throw line. It's critical plays like that, though, Dave Neal. You get a stop there for your LSU under 3 minutes. At the time, it was a 7-point game.
Youngblood. He's now up to 13 points. 5 rebounds, couple of assists. Largest lead of the game is 9 for Alabama. Sears, nice pass. Chest can't hang on to it, and that ball bounced off Sears as he was standing out of bounds.
That's just bad luck right there. I mean, he goes down obviously in pain, and it hits off Stevenson's chest, but that was just a great attack by Sears.
Matt McMahon's talking over there to Owen Short, like, how can he be in that much pain if there wasn't a foul?
Good attack, good decision.
Oh, he did
got to catch and finish that.
It was Stevenson that on the follow-through just got him right in the face.
And they'll go look at it. And the issue with that is it's just a follow-through of...
Yeah, the 2 things you have to look at. Unnecessary.
Previous plays under further review.
And intentional to be a flagrant run. And I don't know that that was...
It was neither.
Yeah.
It was a follow-through, and unfortunately for Jordan Sears, the follow-through went right to his face. Stevenson noticed at the last minute.
After review, the call on the floor stands.
Yeah, I mean, it was an inadvertent. Now, Sears doesn't necessarily feel good about it.
No, I'm sure. I'm sure. I'm sure he's saying, "Hey, man, come on now." But then not only, does that happen, but Chest can't secure that pass.
Yeah.
Now the basketball goes off Stevenson's chest. And because Sears gets hit in the face, he goes down, and the basketball lands right on top of his back. You would have kept it if initially it just stayed going off Stevenson.
Diabate trying to turn the corner and took it right to Chest. Boy, you just feel like these last 2 minutes have really dictated the outcome of this game. Now, there's still plenty of time, 2.5 to go, but LSU has got to string together some baskets. They have not been able to do that here in the second half. Gibbons.
And I really think it's been the difference. Bama has locked down the rim protection. Hit the rim.
Followed by Diabate. LSU wants a timeout. Nate Oates loves the effort. 4 Crimson Tide players in double figures, led by Holloway off the bench with 19. Coach said reason that he's not starting, and he said he deserves to start if Phylon wasn't, was the fact that they needed his firepower off the bench. And he has provided that tonight with 19 points, 3 threes, and 4 rebounds.
Yeah, he has answered the call. Aiden Holloway is so quick, and he's just got great instincts. Right there you see him. The defensive end is where he's also stepped up his game. understands how to create space, has such a smooth, beautiful jump shot right there. How do you leave him open with that much space? But I also think you look back and you see Aiden Holloway's numbers right there. The great luxury of Coach Nate Oates, though, huh? To be able to, Mark Sears, it's not his night. You got Aiden Holloway you can depend on. But I thought going back to LSU, you remember they had that foul, unnecessary foul. Give the ball back to Bama. Bama on the offensive glass, loose balls, and be able to extend this lead.
Ooh. And a foul on a three. Stevenson will send Sears to the free throw line. A careless play by Jaron Stevenson. Boy, Sears is still washing the whatever. I mean, it's rubbing his eyes after he was slapped in the face a few moments ago. But got the free throw to go.
Under 2 minutes, decision making will determine the outcome of this game. And being strong with the basketball, but unnecessary fouls, we've seen that. Unforced turnovers and errors.
Sears. He is now 6 of 6 at the line. He has made 28 consecutive free throws. Back the other way, a little floater, no good. Rebound to Collins. 10-point game. Here's Sears trying to do it himself. Gets it to Carter. Carter left it short and fouled by Amore on a shot.
I thought Cam Carter was going to catch and shoot that three from the corner if he had any daylight. Recognizes it's on his night from behind the three-point line, playing stronger through contact. Good job the officials letting that one go. Cam Carter stays with it. Gets to the free throw line. High percentage shot here. 90% Cam Carter, the guy you want on the free throw line.
Cam Carter's first free throws of the night. He has made 35 of his last 36. And please tell me I just didn't do an announcer jinx on him.
No, not
okay,
at 90%. Not at 90%. My man is very comfortable there.
Nelson back on the floor.
Free throw line on the road can be a lonely place.
So that cuts it to 8. Cam Carter up to 17 points. Monroe, you were dead on. He's 7 of 18 from the field. Something tells me he's going to get up another couple shots before this one's over with.
Well, there's no doubt he's going to try.
Yeah.
Alabama have multiple good decision makers and ball handlers.
Diabate in traffic to Nelson, and that one is blocked by Chest. Still some fight for the Tigers. Off to Chest, had a mismatch with Holloway. Here's Collins. Boy, he got Diabate flying across the lane. 1:02, the clock continues to move. Under a minute now in a 6-point game. Almost a takeaway, and it's going to stay with Alabama.
Corey Chest, great job here. Rim protection. Goes up, great timing. Aggressive block, and then an excellent job. Damian Collins reads the defense well as the paint opens up for him. Under control.
The call on the floor is Alabama basketball. Previous plays under further review.
Okay. So they're looking at a couple of things. Possession and getting the clock right.
And Bama did a good job against that LSU zone the first couple of possessions. You attack it. You realize LSU is trying to not only create a turnover, but force Bama into a quick shot. And that LSU, that gamble has worked for them. Bama missed a layup, a block by Chest, and then a near steal by Corey Chest.
After review, the call on the floor is confirmed. The game clock will be set to 52.5 seconds.
So there you go. Owen short again. Nice work. Quick work. I love that. How about LSU? I mean, if they just make a few more threes, they are 13% behind the three-point line, 3 for 22 tonight.
Well, LSU also, though, we talk about Alabama and their great offense. A big part of that is getting to the free throw line. LSU has done a good job of keeping Bama off the line. Bama's 16 of 20, average 27, so you're taking away 4 or 5 points right there.
Yeah. Need to get a turnover here in a hurry, but instead a foul will send Phylon to the free throw line as he and Sears collide.
Sears, you got to make Phylon go there, earn him from the free throw line. Good job. Good spacing, though, by Alabama. You know LSU's defense going to be aggressive. Space them out. Take advantage of that deny on the wing. Good pass by Nelson. Good decision by Phylon.
Phylon didn't start tonight because of just a tweaked ankle, but looks pretty good. The other guy that did start, though, Mark Sears, has just been watching this game in the second half from that particular spot right there. And again, the word we got was it is not injury related. He was scoreless in the first half, 0 for 5 from the field. But Alabama showing you a little something here without their guy, their dude. The NCAA's active leading scorer, over 2,500 career points. He hasn't been on the floor for 1 second in this second 20 minutes, and they still lead by 8. Oh, boy, what a move. He just broke down Nelson.
Yeah, he did, and that's what he's been doing the entire second half. I think it's that switch off Nelson. I mean, you just have to realize Jordan Sears is going to be aggressive. He's going to try to get to the rim every time. He's done it in the second half. Help side defense, even right there, you see Diabate should be in a little bit better help position. Damian Collins, he's guarding Damian Collins, who isn't really a three-point threat. So you can shade off and help your big fella, Grant Nelson. With 39 seconds left, we have a 2-possession game.
Tigers at 12-6, 1-4 in league play. Their only conference win came against Arkansas. They won that 78-74, but they've lost to Vanderbilt, Missouri, Ole Miss, and Texas A&M. So there is our summary for you. The possession arrow favoring Alabama. The Crimson Tide in the double bonus right now. 2 shots the rest of the way out. Just 7 team fouls against the Crimson Tide. So 1-1 situation for LSU.
And you see what LSU with winning basketball for them means. Great energy and effort. You're going to have to be physical with the lack of with the scoring that you've lost with Reed and Miller. Hopefully Miller will be back soon.
Yeah, Victorious Miller, the freshman out of Los Angeles, averaging over 10 points a game. Hadn't played the last 2 with an ankle injury. Injured versus Ole Miss, just not ready to go just yet. But you're taking 10 points and a guy that's 33% behind the arc off the floor.
Right.
There is Victorious.
And for LSU, yes, they've gone on the offensive glass, but they only turned it over. Sounds like, only 14, but great job. LSU, their deep full court pressure has proved to be what's putting them in position right now. 6-point game. Remember, they put that pressure on. You had a missed layup by Alabama. Next time down the floor against this full court pressure, you had a block by Corey Chest. Next time down, you almost got a steal because of the full court pressure. Now, what resulted in that is 2 free throws from Alabama. However, LSU giving themselves an opportunity.
Yeah, 2-possession game. Sears with 21, by the way, for LSU. His season high is 25. And he has just been carrying this team here offensively in the second half.
Yeah, well, he's a 20-point scorer. So he's certainly accustomed to putting his team on his shoulders offensively.
Averaged 21 last year at UT Martin.
Last year at UT Martin, 21. And knew he had to take advantage of some of the mismatches.
Nelson trying to trigger it in, gets it to Holloway, and Aiden, and a quick foul on Nelson by Carter. That'll be the 4th on Cam Carter. They fouled the right guy on the floor. Nelson 66% at the line, but he's perfect tonight, 2 out of 2.
Keeps it a 2-possession game right now as LSU wanting to extend this game.
Well, one thing we know for sure is Alabama is not going to score 100 points for the 3rd consecutive conference game. Got 1 out of 2 when the substitutions coming in. The reason I bring that up is because the last team to score 100 points in 3 straight SEC games was Kentucky, and you got to go back to 1971.
Ooh, great team that year, too.
Yeah.
Now, LSU obviously got to score quick, but you can't settle for a quick bad shot.
Here's Carter. Defended by Diabate. All over him. Oh, what a job by Diabate. Poked it away. Man, was that something.
Yeah, that's probably the best defensive possession for Alabama, knowing that LSU has to score quick. Carter wanting to get to the paint.
17 on the shot clock.
So you got a 3-possession game, 23 seconds. Got to get something quick here for LSU.
Collins. Here's Carter. Phylon trying to defend him. That one's off the mark. Tough shot by Carter, and that's going to do it. Alabama is going to hold off a scrappy bunch from LSU. Not perfect, but good enough for the win for the Crimson Tide. 80-73. And they did it without Mark Sears in the second half.
Well, we talked a lot about